Hey everyone, it's Algranath here from The Right Way, and maybe you've heard about the allegations of racism um, that were spoken by, or apparently allegedly spoken, shall we say, by Sam Kerr, the Australian women's soccer player. I think she was captain as well. Probably one of their biggest stars, and maybe one of the biggest female soccer stars on the planet, or football stars if you're from Europe. So, if you haven't heard the story, then let's have a look at some of the fresh details that have emerged about this. Um, so, new details surrounding Sam Kerr's bombshell court case in London have been revealed after the Australian superstar was charged with racially aggravated offence. The Chelsea striker appeared in court accused of insulting, threatening, or abusive words that caused alarm or distress to the officer in Twickenham, southwest London, on January 30th last year, which was not that long ago. Now, we don't know what was said, and I'm going to reserve judgment on whether it was actual racism or not, because we know about the woke laws over there in Britain. Um, about speaking things against transgender people, racism sort of thing. So seemingly normal things could be construed by anyone and taken the wrong way. Um, and then that could be lead to some form of criminal charge because the laws are so woke over there in the UK. So I'm not really going to say for sure that it was racism or not, although it's being brought to court by an officer, so it's not just some random person off the street. So you would expect that an officer would probably have a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Be a little more flexible in terms of whether they would actually charge someone over this or not. So you'd think it'd have to be a lot worse than if it was just to some kind of random person. Because they're probably used to dealing with all this sorts of stuff. So, um, let's go down. The charges relates to an incident involving a police officer who was responding to a complaint involving a taxi fare. So, was she refusing to pay her taxi fare or something? And then was the racism, it sounds to be like the racism was directed at the officer rather than maybe, say, the taxi driver. That's what it sounds like, but I guess we don't know for sure. She was charged on the 21st of January. So just remember that. She's charged on the 21st of January. Um, and we are now into March, so quite well into it. Um, Football Australia released a statement on Tuesday morning saying it will monitor the content. Football Australia is aware of the legal proceedings involving Sam Kerr in the United Kingdom. But the main point is, when did they become aware of this? Because apparently they weren't told. Sam Kerr had just tried to keep it secret, because I think she probably felt like she was going to get away with it because it took so long for this to actually be for her to be actually charged. And apparently, from what I read, Chelsea also, so Chelsea is the Premier League team that she plays for, wasn't told either. At the time of publishing this article, Chelsea hasn't commented on the incident, but the team has a history of condemning racial abuse. So if it is proven that she did racially abuse someone, then I'm sure that she will have no place in the Chelsea team, surely. You know, the club stands strongly against any form of abuse and discriminatory behaviour, the club said in a 2020 statement after abuse was directed at Kerr's teammate, Lauren James. Discrimination has no place at the Chelsea Football Club or in any of our communities. We will take action against any individual that we can identify. Wow, we'll just have to wait and see what happens then, eh? So let's have a look at what her legal team is trying to do to get out of this. Interesting. So Matilda skipper Sam Kerr will try and have her charge of racially harassing a police officer thrown out of court after it was revealed the alleged incident was sparked by a dispute over a taxi fare. Um, so let's have a look at what they are going to try and do. Court documents have revealed they plan to argue the abuse of process by prosecutors after it took almost 12 months for Kerr to be charged. If that is unsuccessful, Kerr's charge will be heard in court on February 2nd next year. Oh my God, that's going to be a long time, with two police officers and other witnesses to give evidence. So, it took 12 months for Kerr to be charged. Maybe there's just so many cases that it just didn't get around to it. I don't know if there's any form of statute where, you cannot bring charges after a certain amount of time has passed or not. But wouldn't you think that as a high profile superstar of football, that if you didn't say anything wrong, you would want to prove your innocence in court, right? You want to tell the truth and say exactly what you said and then let people make up their mind, right? But it sounds like they want to try and get out of it through a technicality. Now, what if that does actually happen and she did get out of it from a technicality? What is that going to do? Well, basically, anyone will just think, well, she's probably guilty, but she got off on a technicality, even though she could be innocent. So, you have to wonder what the hell is actually going on there. Um, and the fact that she tried to keep it secret from her employers, I mean, surely if you're going to court on something, you're pretty damn well going to tell your employer what's going on. At least they might be able to help you out or something, right? Um, the reason being is that she's actually injured and can't play at the moment. So, I mean, I guess she doesn't have to go to training or anything. So let's have a look at why one of Australia's top sports agents believes she's in deep trouble. So, a leading Australian sports agent has declared Matilda superstar Sam Kerr should give up the team captaincy in the wake of being charged for allegedly racially harassing a police officer. Well, I probably wouldn't go that far, even though I tend to be on the conservative side. But if we were charged for something, then we should be proven guilty before things like being removed from a job or something is actually done, right? So we have to be fair and allow it for all people, right? Kerr 30 will fight to have the charges dropped next month in court, but the agent who spoke on condition of anonymity for commercial reasons was stunned that Football Australia were unaware of a legal scandal until it became public on Tuesday. That's like this Tuesday, just recently. Okay. When was this published? That was published 6th of March. So they've only found out about this just recently. It is standard protocol for athletes to immediately pass on information of this nature, he told Daily Mail Australia. Failing to do so will be a breach of a contract. Of course, there are two sides to every story, but the racism charges are serious. Of course, you tell your fucking employer, right? You're a national superstar. You tell your employer so they're not blindsided. They have some PR in place, to protect the game, protect the team. The agent in question, who manages several household names, said if Kerr was his client, he would have immediately informed Football Australia of the alleged incident, who then can determine the next course of action. I mean, it's just common sense, right? Um, when pressed for a statement on the matter, a representative of Football Australia said, "We will not be providing running commentary on the matter. We made our comments on Monday, and that's it for now." So Football Australia Chief Executive James Johnson confirmed in Adelaide on Monday he was blindsided by the bombshell development, which was allegedly sparked by a dispute over a taxi fare. And I wonder, did he read it in the news? I woke up this morning like everyone else to the news. So she still hadn't mentioned it. She probably thought she got away with it and didn't know that this was coming out. And apparently it was a scoop from the Daily Mail. So well done, Daily Mail. So I don't know what's going to happen, whether it was racism or not, whether it's just some woke police person that's taken offence to something innocuous. We won't know until we have the court session. I hope she doesn't get off on a technicality, because I would really like to find out what was actually said, and see, who was actually at fault for this. But I think, she should have at least told her employers. But it probably goes to show that when these athletes start earning millions and millions and millions of dollars, they start to lose touch with reality and kind of think they're untouchable, um, and think they can get away with it. And I guess that's what money brings you. Anyway, this is a very interesting story, so I'll do more videos if there are any more updates as we go through. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, then you're welcome to give it a thumbs down. If you like my content, please subscribe, just because it helps the algorithm. And click the bell notification so you'll get notified when new videos go up. Anyway, that's it from me. Catch you next time.